Joining me now on this episode of Locally Sourced CP is El Paso local artist, the amazingly awesome Mr. Raymond Gay. Sir, thank you for joining me today.
Hey man, thank you for having me, man. Thank
I
you.
I talked to you before when you were at last, not this past year, the year before Comic Con at El Paso Comic Con, but it was kind of like
Mhm.
an indirect, just more like a total interview. Wasn't really like a face to I can't say face to face, but at least this is a live
Yeah,
or more lively in not in person, but just a different type of interview, more on the podcast actually now.
yeah, man. It's
But
more intimate, I suppose.
there you go. There you go. There you go. Yes, yes, more intimate. But sir, how things going all right? How have you been?
Good, man, good. Just they got me pretty busy, so which is a good thing.
Yes.
And then juggling cons or just shows in between. It's been exciting, man. It's been really busy for me
Exactly.
this past like this year.
Yeah. I know you were at El Paso Comic Con this year, and you just came back from you're out there in a Comic Con in Lubbock, correct?
Yeah, man, we went out there to the West Texas Comic Con. I believe it was I want to say their second or third year, but I think it's their second. Forgive me, but it was dope, man. Um, it's a chance to get like some of these books, like these Spawn and TMNT books, and to people, I guess that or exclusives rather.
Right.
Because you could probably just get Spawn and TMNT stuff anywhere, but these exclusive, and then getting some of my art I guess into the hands that people that don't normally have access to and stuff, you
Yeah.
know. But the people there are cool. Great promoters, great people, great staff. It was cool. Got to sit by a bunch of cool artists and vendors. So
Thanks.
it was a little bit smaller than EPCon, but that's what makes it cool because again, I'm gonna use that word. It's a little bit more compact and intimate, so
Yeah.
it's not as spread out. So,
That's
but it was cool, man.
like when you go to a con as an artist, can you talk about, what do you guys do? Like you guys I know people might not know exactly what you guys do. Like I know you go, you talk to people, interact, show some of your artists, talk a little about what you guys do, what you do, kind of a day for you at a
Mhm.
con is when you're a guest.
A day is usually like waking up at the last second, getting all my wife and I, she helps me out a lot. So she keeps me on the ball with times and trying to get me there on time.
Mhm.
But she's so it's her and I that have attended all the shows. So yeah, it's just a typical morning is just gathering all our stuff, just showing up on time and hopefully not too late. Um and just setting up everything, as quickly as we can. That's kind of bad at that. I don't go the day before, which I should. I
Right.
always shoot myself in the foot. I'm always doing things last minute, which sucks. I know I hate doing that. But yeah, man, we set up as quickly as we can, and then we just start the day. And I try to say hi to everybody, but since we do everything at last minute, we're just stuck. Just trying to set everything up. So, but um, and then just get ready for if anybody's there that wants any of my stuff, sign autographs and stuff and take pictures
Nice.
um and then I guess when it calms down, that's when I'm able to finally get up and then just say, hey, what's up to the other local artists and vendors, or just walk around in general just to see what's going on. Because usually I don't get a chance to do that until everything settles down, which
Mhm.
is cool. But that's then you just and then tear down and get ready for the next day and just repeat the whole process again, man. So it's got its up and downs, but it's more ups, so
Yeah.
which is good. It's funny that I have an interesting story with the Lubbock one that I just went to. Um, we drove through a really bad thunderstorm on our way over there, so because there was like all these tornadoes and warnings going
Yeah.
on. So that was exciting. That for me, this Lubbock one was probably the most adventurous because I'd never driven through a thunderstorm like that ever. And that genuine fear of, is it is today gonna be the day, you know what I mean? um because I don't know if you've seen the movie Twister. It
Yeah.
looked exactly like, well, the old one with Bill Paxton or whatever,
Yeah.
like you could see like just the rain clouds and the lightning, and you're just dreading if there's like a big old funnel cloud in the midst
Oh,
of all that. But yeah, it was the biggest storm I ever drove through, and definitely scared the living pants off my wife. So, but it was entertaining. So we had that was something to talk about with
Yeah.
on our way over there. But but
That-
yeah, man. I mean, it's basically what it is. We just set up, hang out with the fans like yourself, and meet cool people like yourself, and then we just repeat the process the next day.
Yeah, but it's funny because like I guess I don't know like call it discovery, but I guess when I found out
Mhm.
that a local artist like you was here and you, especially you drawing like probably my
Mhm.
favorite like the Ninja Turtles are probably top
Oh,
two or three of
oh,
like my favorite either comic or figures or characters whatever. That was just so cool and like I just hope it's like I hope it was just wasn't too stalker of me like like
no,
you and
dude.
always talking about you or talking to you stuff. I mean that's still like one of my coolest like finds was the
Oh,
original that you did that I got from you. So that was cool. I
oh
think that's
man.
I still haven't got it framed yet, but that's my next step. So I
All
can't
right.
wait. I'm gonna get it framed. I'm gonna put it back here. So I can't wait
Hell
to
yeah,
see.
man. Send me a pic when you do, man. I like seeing that stuff, man.
Ah,
It's an honor. I don't know why people like my stuff. I mean,
dude, it's so
there's
cool.
guys that do it way better, but I appreciate you, man. I
Oh, way,
appreciate you
man.
guys.
And then it makes it even better. We have the same first name, and then I
Yeah,
believe your favorite turtle is Donatello, right?
yeah, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, that's he's my favorite too. But I mean, talk. I wanted to I want you to tell the story. I know you talked a little bit about with me and you. We talked a little bit about
Mhm.
how you first got in contact to draw Spawn for Todd McFarlane. You talk and it was almost like a kind of like an Instagram message that you got. I mean, talk a little
Mhm.
about how that got all started.
Yeah, man. Instagram. I was one of those old type of thinking guys. Like, no, just it's Instagram. It's the old whippersnapper type mentality. Anyway, but no, yeah. If I finally came around to Instagram, I was always getting pushed. Hey, hashtag your stuff. Do this. You gotta that we can get it out more. I was like, yeah, people like it. They like it. Whatever. Um, but in the midst of all that, years after, I did the whole started up on the Instagram thing. Yeah, I received a message from Todd McFarlane Productions, and I was like, well, this is probably spam. Someone's probably, yanking my chain and or just I don't know, man. So I opened it and lo and behold, the message read, is this is Todd, how would you like to do a cover for me? I was just like, what? And that I and you know what, man? And I so to this day I can't believe it, man. It's so fortunate that I grew up with the character, 90s kid and whatnot. So it, it was surreal, man. I still can't believe it to this day. That I lucked out. Because that
Yeah.
story, what happened to me, I don't think it happens really often to other people.
No.
Um so and I was just like, why me? Like, I mean, and which is cool is Todd gives a lot of chances or just a lot of opportunities to a lot of artists, which is good, from what I've seen, like as far as like the big two. Um, the internet has helped out immensely for that to happen, I think. Because growing up, I've always read that it was very hard to get into these publishers and whatnot. You have to go to Comic Cons and have a 5-page sequential portfolio and all the past stuff. And if you're lucky, you'd get, a portfolio review or a letter of rejection. And
Mhm.
I've heard all those,
Yeah.
those stories and stuff. But again, he hit me up. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be getting off track there.
No, you're
But he hit
good.
me up, dude, and I was in shock, man. I told my wife, I was like, is somebody, is this real? And sure enough, like I said, man, I screenshotted it, got on a meeting with him over the phone the following week, and he gave me the details there on what the do's and don'ts and what he wants to see. He just likes to see his characters in the artist like their own original interpretation of it, because
Nice.
I guess he doesn't want like a copy and paste of things that have been done before. So he
Mhm.
was very he stressed that a lot. Excuse me. So we went from there, dude, and I'm just thankful that the first covers, that he keeps, his editor, keeps giving me work. His name's Thomas Healy.
Mhm.
um Super cool dude, man.
Yeah.
So he's like my main editor that I go and work with, go back and forth. um he's very cool in the sense like I'll hound him and be like, "Hey, man, what do you want me to do for this? This cover. What's the concept?" He's just like, "Do whatever. Do whatever
Yeah,
is cool." We have complete freedom to just basically do
that's
almost whatever we want, man.
that's really
So,
cool.
yeah, it is. And I've worked with some clients, some indie guys that are just, they're very meticulous about how their characters look and they want it
Mhm.
like this and that. But with Spawn, there's really hardly any pushback, at all. So it's a lot of freedom,
That's cool.
which is
That's cool to know that that they basically and again, like you're so humble about it, but like you're a really good artist, man. You like you
yeah.
post
Oh, I
stuff about
appreciate it.
your warm-ups, and it's like
Oh,
I can never draw that. There's no way. I mean, you're really right. You're so talented, and it's crazy. And just to see your work, either the way you do Spawn, the way you worked with
yeah.
the turtles, and even all the earlier stuff you've done. I mean,
Mhm.
that's how you've got to start somewhere, right?
Oh yeah, dude. You know what? It didn't happen overnight, brother. There's countless days where I was just drawing on my own. I was drawing, during shifts, my lunch breaks at work, and sometimes even during work, don't say anything. When it was slow, I didn't spend my time, just like meandering online or whatever. I was just when I had the opportunity, I would just draw,
Yeah.
when I could. Uh, and juggling, was juggling a day job and then doing art as soon as I get out of work. It was so I kept myself pretty busy. So again,
Yeah.
it didn't happen overnight. I guess you got to pay your dues and just really, and then it paid off, man. So I never thought I was gonna be doing like Ninja Turtle stuff and then Spawn.
Yeah.
Um, for me, because that was mostly my youth and stuff. Um,
Mhm.
and again, my story is different from other artists, so it is. So well, what I can offer to other artists, because they always ask me all the time, "What do you do?" And like, you just put yourself out there more. Maybe, just keep putting it out there. Eventually, it'll pay off. It won't happen right away unless you're really freaking good.
Mhm.
I know it happens to a lot of people. Like the good artists, they're they take off, and
Right.
we never see them again. They're working for Marvel or DC, but yeah, I mean, it's been fun so far.
Yeah. What got you into drawing? And I mean, was that just something you did as a hobby when you were younger, or did
Oh
someone like
yeah, bro.
how did you get into it? Like what made you like I guess I'd say perfect
Sorry.
it, but I know you won't take that. But I mean
Mhm.
how did you get started, and what how did you make yourself better?
You know what, man? I don't know if a lot of artists have the same similar story, but we're here talking about Todd McFarlane, but I can't leave out like a great artist like that influenced me a lot when I was a kid. Jim Lee.
Mhm.
Jim Lee was, his run on the X-Men is what drew me in
Yeah.
from the get-go. Um, and you know what? And a bunch of anime stuff, like the old anime.
Mhm.
You had like Dragon Ball stuff.
Yeah.
I was into just some anime, not the all the expensive anime that some of it. So it was a
Yeah.
combination of Jim Lee's art and anime, and I wanted to just emulate that. All artists, they'll tell you the same thing when they grew up. You find an artist you that resonates with you,
Mm.
and then you try to emulate that, and you just draw in that own style until you see that your style is starting to like branch off and do its own thing, um, and then you just build on that. Because you really, as an artist, well, and as your maturity grows, and being an artist at the same time, is you don't want to be known for like ripping somebody's style off, and then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And because somewhere in the midst of that, you lose, I guess, you lose your own identity and stuff. So but yeah, I started off as a kid, man. Jim Lee, Wolverine, that was my guy.
Mhm.
Uh, Spawn came around, Ninja Turtles. Um, it was Todd McFarlane mixed in with Greg Capullo. I don't know if you remember the Greg Capullo's artwork. Um, that was a big influence for me.
Oh, nice.
Spawn in the '90s. But yeah, dude, it was just doodling every day, man, in class when I wasn't supposed to. Again, drawing Wolverine, drawing Spawn. Um, and it just took off from there. There's a period though where I didn't really draw, man. Where I just kind of I was like, nah, there's other guys. I don't have a shot at this. I'm just gonna just set it to the wayside, and so it did. It those are the years I can't get back.
Yeah.
So I kind of kick myself in my own ass sometimes. Like, hey, you should have, you could have probably been doing this a lot sooner if you didn't, get caught up in other things. But
You gotta
luckily I started doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes you need a break from stuff and then you come back to it and you fall in love with it
Yeah,
again. So I'm pretty sure that's what
yeah,
happened. So I mean,
yeah.
I'm reaping the benefits. I mean, come on, man. What am I
Ah,
gonna say? What am I gonna say? I mean, I
I,
know, and that was the next question that you were leading kind of into is like, how did you get in contact to draw some of the turtle stuff and like doing like some like Last Ronin and things like that? How did you get into that one?
it was a combination of just, well, believe it or not, dude, like my whole premise of starting like my Instagram and stuff like that was drawing, a lot of Ninja Turtles, in a really bad way. I look back at my old stuff and I'm like, dude, like what the hell are you thinking? But that's any other artist. That's the we all started somewhere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I just told myself I'm just gonna get better. And I also told, just keep I keep repeating myself. Um, I just kept reminding myself, hey, do something that's kind of different. Uh, because you can only draw the turtles a certain way for so long where it kind of gets kind of, monotonous. But I tried to add more pouches, just keep the 90s look, the 90s movie look,
Hmm.
for the movie. Because
Yeah.
that's that movie, I don't know, it stuck with me. And then the cartoon, soon after, so I tried to fuse those two styles together.
Hmm.
Um, but so it just basically snowballed. I guess as my art got better, I guess I was noticing, like stores, comic book shops,
Hmm.
and and they would ask me, do you want to do like a store variant for us? I'm like, sure. And then I did also have help because I work with an inker. Um, his name's Jeremy Clark. He's gotten me some gigs for the Turtles,
Yeah.
on his side, because he's well known, interconnected with the comic book world well before I was. So that helped. That was a big help. So it was a combination of the two, I suppose, man. Just doing my thing, and then having someone else like Jeremy who already was established, and
Yeah.
he had his connects, and just so it happened, right around the same time. So um uh the last Ronin, I didn't expect that story to come around. um I kind of had mixed feelings about, you know, it's like you're killing off my turtles, man. These
Yeah.
guys I grew up with, you know what I mean? And like, what you're not supposed to do that, but they did, except obviously for one. But no, that was like a up until when I was doing covers, man. I didn't even know who like the true identity for the last remaining turtle was, man. So I found out when, I guess, when people found out, when when fans found out. So
Mhm.
um but I was guessing too, brother. I wanted it secretly to be Donatello.
Yeah.
Oh shit, spoiler alert. It's well.
And if you
uh,
if you don't know who it is by now, I think we could tell who it is, but
yeah.
it's
But
like
yeah, man,
one of those movies that's been out for a while and they're like, I haven't seen it, you ruined it for me. It's like it's been out like 3 years, bro.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, yeah.
No, but no, I mean
But
it's so cool, man, that you were able to get to those. Do you have
yep.
a favorite? Is there one or two like covers that you've done that stick out in your mind that are like your favorite, that are like your babies?
Uh my babies. Yeah, there's a lot of them, brother. I don't I've done covers that are not out yet,
Mhm.
which I didn't think I was gonna ever do. Believe it or not, I recently did two covers for Sam and Twitch.
Mhm.
Um, those guys were, I didn't think I was ever gonna come near those two characters. I don't know if a lot of people know who Sam and Twitch is from Spawn. Um, and that was very memorable. Because again, I grew up with those characters, and I did two covers. I don't know when they're gonna be released. Um, but that's as far as being recent. Oh, and I guess I'm not. I guess it's not a plug or anything, but I'm working with Joe Benitez right now. I don't know if
Mhm.
you know who that is. Lady Mechanica. Um, his style. Um, I never thought I'd be working with him. He has a phenomenal style, man. He's
Oh,
come to El Paso a couple of times. Um, but his stuff with Lady Mechanica, I don't know if a lot of people know who she is, but it's more for me
mm.
on that I'm able to work with Joe on Lady Mechanica, because it's a dystopian steampunk chick, and it's a cool character. So again, it's stuff that hasn't been released yet that are more memorable ones right now. Um, I'm doing I just finished up a cover for, I don't know if you remember this series called The Biker Mice from Mars.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
yeah, but I just they're gonna be relaunching it. So I got that gig, which is weird. I don't know how. Uh, just completed that one. That one was pretty funny. I never thought I'd be drawing like mice characters like that. But you know what,
I
man?
think
This
I
keeps
saw some of the previews on that one that you posted. They look cool, man.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully, if all these things are gonna get released later on, like with San Diego Comic Con and New York Comic Con exclusives, so they'll eventually come out. Um, I got a lot of stuff that I've done. When the stuff that you see me at cons, it's like not even near the stuff, because I sign these little things, these little NDAs where like, you can't show anything yet,
Yeah,
and then they won't release these things till later on. So I'm like, I wish I could show people now.
right.
But yeah, but you know what? Ultimately, and I guess to go back to your own question, brother, all the covers that I've done have been cool. But you know what? There's nothing like drawing your own stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've come up with like a character in your head, and it just seems right. Just like nothing like your own character. You do this kind of world building in your own head, like, oh man, I
Mhm.
want this character to do this and have these kind of powers. And that's the most fun. Is doing your own stuff. But
Dude, nice. I think we need we need to collab and do our own like character book. That'd be kind of cool.
mm, yeah, man, I'm
Or
always.
you, man, you need to come. You should come up with one, man. That'd be kind of neat. I'd buy it.
Oh,
Shoot.
oh, that's good. At least I know you, one person will. I appreciate you. No, but yeah, when all this is settled and done, bro, and I think I'll have time to because I really want to flesh out and it's every I think goal of any artist is just to do their own thing,
Yeah.
eventually, and have. It is hard though, because you don't know if people are gonna like it, and
Mm.
it's a scary venture, man. I know Pez, Pez, right?
Yeah.
He's got his own his own book coming out, and dude, that dude's trying to launch his own thing, and it's great art, man. So, and I
Yeah.
just
Yeah, he's a great artist. Yeah.
yeah, man, real that's we got a bunch of local talent that I think need more spotlights too, man, because these guys are way better than me, man. I want to see them more on covers too, man. Not just me out there, man.
I need to get him on. I've talked to him a few times, getting him on the show too.
Yeah, dude.
Because I mean his stuff is great, man. I like all his stuff. I've seen it, like
Oh
especially
yeah,
I
dude.
saw he was at the Comic Addict over in
Yeah,
Chaparral. I know you
yeah,
got a
dude.
signing there
Yeah,
too. That's really cool. It's a cool spot up there, and it's a little hidden
yeah,
gem in
dude.
Chaparral, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm gonna go back for a store signing this month. So at the end of the month, I'll have a store signing with them. Some Spawn stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool guys, dude. Bunch of cool guys. I've chatted with them, and it's you're kind of like, oh, in Chaparral, you're like, oh man, that's pretty far out from where I am, and I'm like, shit, man, that's cool, man, that they're keeping it alive up there. They're bringing, I guess, the accessibility for comics.
Mhm.
um I'm glad it's moved out there too, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
yeah, man.
Marcus up there is
Yeah.
I live in Northeast, so it's like not far from me. So
Oh yeah, it's just
it's
right
like a
right
cool
up the
like
street.
short little drive for me. So it's awesome especially when they do
Oh,
things
okay,
like that,
bro.
when they have the artists out. I always try to go out and see. I got to visit them. I didn't have a lot of time for free comic book day, but I was able to get out there and check them out and hang
Oh
out with
shit,
them for a
nice.
while. So it's kind of cool.
Hell yeah, dude. I heard it went really well for them,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
they had a
that's
lot.
really
They had a
good.
good amount of people. They had some good sales.
Dude,
I was able to. I hadn't had a chance to pick up my Thundercats #1, so I was able to pick up
mm.
that one.
Oh,
So
nice. Hell yeah.
So it's pretty cool, man. So I'm glad that they've been posting
That's
stuff.
dope.
They got a lot of your stuff ready to go for your signing that month. They got like a bunch of your Spawn and even some of your
Yeah.
earlier stuff, man. I saw that they got
Yeah,
posted.
and I was like, oh, why are you showing that stuff? That's cool. No, as long as people like it, man. But
Heck yeah,
no,
dude.
yeah, it's gonna be really cool, man. I'm gonna finally get to go out there with those guys, um it just the more I'm able to interact with local shops, the better.
Mhm.
The guys at Asylum Comics,
Yep.
man, they're just as awesome, man. They treat us like family, and we just
Yeah.
they're just really cool dudes, man.
Yeah, I've been a customer of theirs too for a long time, and uh,
Yeah, dude.
Greg and the clan up there always
Oh
treat me
yeah,
well, and everyone else too. So every time I take the kids, especially when we first started going, when the kids are smaller, they would always like he'd always like give me a
yeah,
little discount, or if he had like a little figure. Especially
yeah, dude.
their favorite thing was those little blind boxes were big.
Oh yeah.
They would get one, and if there was one opened already, he said if you don't like it, you could trade it, and he would let them
Oh wow,
trade and stuff. So it was kind of cool
that's
that he
dope.
let the kids do that.
That's cool right there, man.
And, but Ray, I mean, I really appreciate coming on. If people want to
No, man,
see your
thank you.
work or follow you to see where you're going to be at next, are you what social media platforms are you on?
I'm pretty easy to find, I guess, if you just look up Raymond Gay. There's not a lot of people I think with that with the last name.
Yeah.
I'm pretty easy to find. That's usually my handle on Instagram, on Facebook. That's where I am mostly.
Mhm.
Um, and maybe TikTok, but I try not to mess with TikTok too much because I know people would rather
You don't
see
want
like
to
live
you don't
stuff.
want to
They
dance
don't
and
want to
stuff.
see. Yeah,
Can you just get the
yeah,
comic and
yeah.
just like ooh or
I
your
know,
drawing?
right? Um, yeah, on Instagram, I'm on there. Just my full name, Raymond Gay, and I'm on there as frequently as I can. I've been laying low, not laying low, but it's only because got all these covers. I'm actually
Right.
working on a gunslinger spawn right now,
Ooh,
so
cool.
um, yeah, so that's I got some more spawns coming out
Awesome.
next month. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. So
No problem. I'll make sure I'll put all that information in the description below so they can follow you and they can see when you got them out.
yeah,
And
for sure, man.
man, I really appreciate you coming on the show and just chit chatting with me about you and your awesome artwork.
Oh,
And
thank you, brother.
I can't thank you enough. And thank you for coming back and just always showing us keeping it local too, man. I really appreciate that.
Oh no, no, dude, I appreciate you. I know you're working a full day's job, and then to come and talk with somebody like me is the last thing you want to do. But I
No way,
appreciate you,
dude. No way, no way.
man.
I like I said, I
No,
just
but
like I hope I didn't put the stalker vibes because I always message you
oh,
and
dude.
like especially at the El Paso Comic Con, I was like, hey, where are you at? And then
Oh,
you and your wife, I don't want your wife to be like, hey, who's this guy?
no, dude. I'm just thankful that people like you that want the art, man. I wouldn't be here without you guys, man. So if you guys wanting the art makes it worthwhile. So, but I appreciate you, man. I really
I
do.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
Are you ready for the little surprise that it's a
Go for it.
surprise for you, but it's beneficial to me because
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you remember the little drawing you did for me.
Dude, the remark?
Yeah.
Oh shit. What did it come back as? Holy crap.
Dude,
Hell yeah, dude.
it was cool,
There
dude.
you go.
And it came
Dude,
back
that's I'm so
it came back way sooner than I thought, and I was like, oh, dude, because they
that's
when
good.
CGC
That-
sent it back, they sent it back for it with a signature too. So I was like, oh, dang, I had to sign for it.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
my
dude, it was
God,
cool,
dude. I'm like so relieved that it came back that great. I'm
dude.
because I know those things aren't cheap, man, to get them graded.
Yeah, and it was
But
and
that's
the
good, man.
the
I'm
the
really
the dude from I can't forget if you remember his name. He's from Albuquerque, the one that was doing CGC
oh,
witnessing there.
Gene?
Gene, yeah,
Yeah,
dude, he
Gene. Yeah.
super cool, helped me out a lot, and
Yeah, he's really nice, man.
he helped
He's
me out,
cool.
hooked me up, especially with your wife being there and him not having his
Dude,
wife there. He helped me out, and I can't wait
dude.
to I think I know I got to make some room up here, man. So
You and me both. At least you get a wall, man. I can't hang up my stuff. It's all on the floor and tucked away. But no, that's dude. I'm really glad you got it back and really quickly and a good grade on that, man.
yeah,
I'm
man,
really happy for
I
you.
appreciate you doing that for me over at El Paso Comic Con, dude, and I
You got it, bro.
I'll again, and I'll make sure I'll follow you, but not not stalkerish. And we'll chat
Dude,
again, and I'll include later the date when you're going to be at Comic Addicts.
yep,
That way people go out there, check you out, get their own, maybe get their own stuff, because I think
yep,
you'll have a CGC. CGC will be there too, and then he's also Marcus is a
yes, yeah,
witness, so he'll be able to get your
yeah,
stuff signed and everything.
yeah, dude.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely, man. Dude, yeah. I'm really stoked to be out there. But no, I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you. And I'm glad I'm really glad that your book came back with a good score, man. And then of course the whole interview too. You know, I
Yeah.
appreciate you taking the time out throughout your day to want to do this and stuff.
No,
So I appreciate
thank you for taking your time out of your day to do it with me. Not me wanting to do it with you, you doing it with me. You're the important one, man. I appreciate it.
oh man. No, no.
All right. Well,
I
Ray,
appreciate it.
I'll let you go, sir. Thank you so much. And Raymond Gay, everybody, thank you so much.
You guys have a good one.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Hey, you take it easy, man.
You too.